not to screen share your computer. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. I'm going to call to order the regularly scheduled September 12th, 2024 Zoning Board of Appeals. This isn't a special meeting, is it? No, it says special. It's okay. I just thought I was wrong. Okay. So would someone make a motion to approve the agenda as drafted?
So moved.
Second.
So John Brescher makes the motion, Elisa Allen seconds. Because we are doing some hybrid, I will do a roll call vote and confirm people's attendance as well. So John Brescher?
Here.
And approval of the agenda? Here and aye?
Sorry.
That's
Aye.
fine. Okay. And Elisa Allen?
Aye.
And Joe Marklinger?
Aye.
And Michael O'Mara?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Okay. And we also have present Mark Poor on Zoom. Are you here? Not here? Okay. And Lisa Botticelli, not up for a while. Okay, so when those two join, we will not, my texts aren't going through. Would you do you mind texting Jim and telling him? Yeah. Okay. Lisa says she can't find the link to today's meeting.
I'll tell her I'll mail it to her again.
Oh, I can't, for some reason my service isn't working, but, okay. So Lisa and Mark Poor are gonna join us later.
Do you want me to text Jim
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you. I don't know
that
where
he needs to come?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he can just tune in?
He doesn't
Oh,
need to
we're
join
telling him
in.
he doesn't, okay.
Yeah, we have enough, so he can attend to what he needs to.
Got it.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is public comment, which is for items not listed on the agenda. If there's any member of the public who wishes to have a public comment, again, it's for items not on the agenda and not anticipated to be discussed today. I see someone at the podium, so if you can identify yourself for the record, and then let's say about 2 minutes. Okay.
Sure. Megan Perry for the record. I'll try to be super, super quick. I have a question, and I was told by a few in town administration to direct it more towards plus and zoning regarding a property that's in a Lug 1 zoning area that's being used not only as a short-term rental, but as a major commercial event venue. It's rented out roughly weekly for $65,000 a week. I'm sure everybody saw it possibly in the media this past week. There was a major wedding there, made national news. Beyonce came to it. There was over 300 people there, cars lining the street. There are signs saying no parking. Cars were up and down the street. There was a police detail, loud music, complaints were made. When this property was first before the HDC in the winter of 2021 to try to receive its permits through HDC, the applicant's representative said that this was a private property for private use and not commercial use. To me, this sounds like a commercial use of a property in a residential area. So I'm just kind of looking for some clarification on that. Some people might be familiar with this property as it was also used as a location of the celebratory party after the town dropped the ZBA's appeal of the Surfside Crossing appeal. Chair was there, select board members there, housing director was there, planning director was there. So my question is, why is this very obvious commercial use in a residential area, kind of STR gone wild, allowed? And where do I go from here? How do I, could somebody help explain that to me? So that was my first question. And I'm not anticipating an answer back right away. I know you guys don't generally answer on the spot. So can I ask another question unrelated to this one?
I just want to know the address.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. It's 59 South Shore Road. And when they have had parties there in the past, permits that they've received for like a pouring license or something like that has gone under Surfside, I believe, Wine and Music. Again, it's owned by a developer family. I'm sure they are saying that they live there year round. Like, there's just a lot of questions with it. Why is that allowed? So if somebody could take a peek into it, that would be awesome.
I can answer that question right now. If you're requesting zoning enforcement, it needs to go through the proper channels, which would either be the zoning enforcement officer or the building commissioner. Neither the
Not-
ZBA nor myself have jurisdiction to enforce the zoning law. That would be one of them.
Okay, and who is that exactly I need to speak with?
Marcus Silverstein, zoning enforcement officer, or Paul Murphy, building commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
So I just want to clarify that public comment and how I've been instructed to receive and handle this portion of the agenda, which is new to the board this year, maybe the last few months, is that it's a time to bring, for members of the public to bring something to the board's attention, but we are not, it's not a back and forth or a question answering time. So Billy, thank you for stepping in, because I was going to say, I think this is something that should go to Plus offline. There's nothing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give her the
Yeah.
proper channels
Yeah.
on where to
Yeah.
file a complaint
Yep,
or questions.
or whatever, yeah.
No, I very much appreciate that, so thank you for explaining that. I
Okay.
just-
Well,
They
thank
said
you.
zoning when I had talked to somebody in town administration, so I figured since you had a meeting, it was a public comment, I'd ask.
Yep, thank you for the comment.
My next question is, I noticed that the last ZBA meeting regarding Surfside Crossing, you voted for independent counsel, but that request didn't go in until Tuesday afternoon to the select board, so it missed this week's select board agenda posting. Was there any, I just wanted to point that out, like, had it gotten to the select board on Monday, they could have put it on this week's agenda, discussed it, gotten you independent counsel before having to go to next week's meeting and causing a delay for the ZBA. So that was all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Okay. So the next portion of the agenda is the approval of the minutes. We have 5 sets of minutes ranging from June 13th, June 24th, July 11th, August 15th, and August 29th. And I have to say, this is, I think, probably the first time I've ever read the minutes, and all of them, I'm like, okay. I had no like typos, no changes. They all looked great.
I would like to give a little credit to Relisha Dixon in the front
Yes,
row. She
great
helped us a
job.
lot in getting caught up.
Yeah, great job. I don't know, does anyone else on the board have any comments about them or any corrections? I will say that I focused mostly on the things that were, I didn't focus so much on what, everybody else is saying, but made sure mine and everything else was okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't remember everything that you guys say per word, so. No, seeing nobody has?
They look
Good.
good. I look them all, they look fine.
All right,
Great.
good. Anyone on Zoom, Michael, have any comments?
Michael is fine.
All right.
Michael is fine.
Okay, great. So would someone make a motion to approve the minutes as drafted for June 13th, 2024, June 24th, 2024, July 11th, 2024, August 15th, 2024, and August 29th, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so John makes the motion, Elisa seconds. Again, I'll do a roll call. John Brescher,
Aye.
Elisa Allen,
Aye.
Jim Marklinger,
Aye.
Michael O'Mara,
Aye.
and myself, aye. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next section, which is the remand hearings. These public hearings are closed. We have reviewed the decisions as edited by town council. Billy just provided us updated copies. Michael, the only change is the dates. I think he updated, nothing substantive. I went over these in comparison to the prior versions. I have no comments or additional changes. I forgot to ask, is Poochie on today? Okay, and town council is on if anyone has questions for him specifically about these drafts. I was pleased with how they turned out.
Same.
Same, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if there's no comments, George, did you have anything you wanted to add before we entertain a motion?
I do. Thank you. First, good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is George Pucci from KP Law. You're correct. I did provide one last update to Billy last night that just not substantive, just updated the dates that deliberations closed and you voted the decision on both decisions. If you do not have further revisions and anticipate voting approval of the remand decisions today, I would recommend very strongly that, and I think Billy has arranged for this, that you have signature pages available. Go ahead and execute them. If possible, file them with the town clerk tomorrow on Friday. I don't know what your normal procedure for filing with the town clerk is, so that I can file time stamped or date stamped filing as filed versions of the documents with the court electronically tomorrow. I did look at, there are no specific deadlines specified in the court's remand order. In the Ward case, he didn't order anything. That was just basically final judgment. The Quick case, though, he did order that the final decision be filed with the court after being filed with the town clerk. I would like to expedite that process if possible, just because the board has deliberated on it a few times now. And you're not in violation of any court deadline, but it's something I think would benefit everybody if we get it expeditiously filed, if that's possible logistically.
Sorry, I think we should be able to do that.
Great.
And if we need Michael's signature, he can give you permission, right, to sign in his stead.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
I'll,
yeah,
I'll be available to sign it tomorrow.
perfect.
Okay, great. Okay, so seeing that there's no additional comments, we'll start with 1124 Kathy Ward 9 West Dover Street. The sitting board is myself, John Brusher, Michael O'Mara, Elisa Allen, and Joe Marklinger. So we could entertain a motion to approve the decision as drafted that we have before us.
So moved.
Okay, so Elisa makes the motion.
I'll second it.
And John Brusher seconds. Okay, so again, I'll do a roll call. So Elisa Allen,
Aye.
John Brusher,
Aye.
Michael O'Mara,
Aye.
Joe Marklinger,
No.
and myself, Susan McCarthy, aye. Okay, so that decision is approved as drafted. And can we, if you have, we can sign now, Billy, if you want, or at the end, whatever.
I was thinking at the end, because I was going to text one of our employees over at Plus to come over as, to notarize.
Okay, perfect. The next one, remand hearing is 20-24 Christopher Quick, 15 Delaney Road. The sitting board is the same, myself, Susan McCarthy, John Brusher, Michael O'Mara, Elisa Allen, and Joe Marklinger. This decision was also updated for the date. I did not have any changes or comments additionally to what we had discussed last time. Okay, so again, if someone would make that motion, to approve the decision as drafted.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay. So again, I'll do a roll call. Elisa Allen.
Aye.
John Brusher.
Aye.
Michael O'Mara.
Aye.
Joe Marklinger.
No.
And myself, Susan McCarthy, aye. So that passes.
And Susan, is Billy just going to handwrite the into paragraph 42 on Ward and the last paragraph on page 2 of Quick for the vote? It says something like, motion made by, seconded by. And
Oh,
then
right. Yep, we'll
that
add
be very
that in.
helpful. I sent I sent them to him in PDF format so that you can use them. And then I purposely put signature page to follow so that he can execute those on the PDFs, and then you'll add the signature pages. You should be good to
Okay.
go. Susan, can I also just interrupt briefly just to publicly announce, because I know that there's a lot of parties watching this. There's no reason to be mysterious about it. It sounded like the board logistically can get this fully executed and filed with the town clerk tomorrow. So I just want people to know whether you're for or against this. My intent is to have these e-filed with the land court tomorrow on Friday by close of business.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. George, I don't think we need you for anything else today. If you want to sign off, feel free. And I just want to thank you for all of your help and time with helping us navigate through this process for these
yeah.
two matters.
You're very welcome. Very pleased to be of service. Have a great day. Thanks.
Okay, you too, George. Thank you. Okay, so Michael, if you could stay on for just a few more minutes and then we'll let you go.
Sure.
Okay, thanks. So.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can move on to old business. We have a request to continue 18-24 43 West Maya Comet LLC. Requested to continue that to October 17th. Would someone make a motion to grant that continuance request?
Second.
Okay. And so Lisa made the motion. And John Brusher seconded, so I'm going to do roll call. Elisa? Aye. John?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Michael?
Hi.
And myself? Aye. Okay, so that's continued to October 17th. And then under new business, we have, I'm just going to do all four of them. We have 4 items that are requesting to continue. 1924, which is 51 West Maya Comet Road, 12-24 South Sconset Neighborhood Association LLC, 1 Magnolia Avenue, 10 Grand Avenue, 17-24 Rugged Scott LLC, 1 Blue Flag Path and 8 Blazing Star Road, and 6 West Dover. All of these have asked to be continued to the October 17th meeting. And again, if someone could make a motion to grant those continuance requests.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, so Lisa makes the motion. Would someone second?
I'll second.
Joe, okay, and I will just go through on roll call. Elisa?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Michael?
Hi.
John?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Okay, so those are continued to without being opened till October 17th. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. So Michael, I think you can sign off if you want to. Well, let me just make sure before I say that, because John, you're out on 19. Do we have,
Correct. I'm conflicted on 19 Broadway.
do we have Mark Poor yet?
Mark is not on yet, but I also don't see the applicant who I
Oh.
just texted.
Okay, so.
Is there any way, could we take
Oh,
a
yeah, Linda's not here.
10-minute recess? Because I would, anything,
Yeah.
sorry, anything we can get rid of, next October 17th is.
Yeah, no, I
looking-
don't think we should. I think,
looking lengthy.
let's see if we can get Mark on and let Michael go.
Okay. Yeah, should we,
And John, I think you can probably go because I don't think we have anything, other than signing that decision.
yes.
But
Can we do that
I'll
during
wait
the
and you can
break?
Notarize.
Right
Yeah,
now?
we could, yeah,
You can notarize my signature, but we should get John's on there.
yeah.
The signature page,
Should we move to a 10-minute break?
yeah, let's move to a 10-minute break.
Yeah, I can't make the motion.
All right, who's making a motion? All right.
Second.
Okay, Lisa makes motion, John seconds. All those in favor, Elisa, aye. John, aye.
Aye.
Joe, aye. Myself, aye. Michael? Oh,
Aye.
did I let him go?
Lisa is also on right
Oh,
now.
Lisa, can you just say aye?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll take a 10-minute break and then we'll reconvene for 19 Broadway. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, Michael and Lisa, right? Yeah. Okay. So no Mark Poor, but we have MJO. Okay. Okay, so this is application 2624, Faith and George Breen. Is that right, Linda?
Breen.
Breen, 19 Broadway. Linda Williams is presenting for the applicant. And Linda, you have the floor.
Pretty simple. It's going up, it's coming down. Right now, it's sitting literally in the dirt. A lot of these were the old codfish shacks. And Chip Hart, dearly departed, taught me an awful lot about these: Shell, Front, Broadway, and Center. And because, and I'm sure Joe's aware of this, a lot of these are areas of occupation because there was no way to figure out where the lot lines were, and a lot of them have these little paper streets in between them. And all we're doing is doing what almost everybody on that strip has done already, is picking it up, putting a foundation underneath it, and putting it back down. It's not over the height, and it's be about 4 inches higher because of the exposure for the foundation. That's pretty much it. We're not expanding the structure, it's just going up, coming down.
Billy?
Yeah, I wanted to add, I didn't put this in my staff report because I hadn't had the conversation prior to it, but I had a long conversation with Holly Backus, the preservation planner. She did a walkthrough of the structure with the architect. This is an individually significant structure, and it has HDC approval, has a preservation planner's approval. She said this is an effort to preserve a, I believe, circa 1750
Yeah.
structure.
It's one of the earliest ones out there.
So I wanted to put that in there.
So, the conditions are, it doesn't get any closer, can't get much closer. Doesn't get any closer in HCC approval. And
May I ask a
pretty much
question?
Yep, sure,
Susan?
Lisa. Yep, sure.
Through you, Linda, can you just confirm the total height it's going up?
4 inches.
Oh,
So
just
it's
4
going
inches,
up
okay,
to
'cause there's something that said 4 to 5
19-something.
feet, but I assume that was just the physical lift while they're doing the foundation.
And when they put it back down, it will be 4 inches higher. That's why we're here.
Are there any photos?
Yep.
Great, I'll just, I have my packet, I'll just continue down, let's see.
They're on page like 98, 99.
Yeah, I see them.
And on. Linda, I just hadn't heard the term before. What's a sconset gutter?
Sconset gutter, I've got a picture of it, I think, in that grouping up there. Sconset gutters are all over all 4 of those streets. It's where over time, if you look at the really old photos, and I had a lot of those, they're level with the grade. Over time, they've gotten lawns, they put loam down, the leaves come down,
I
and what
see.
they had to do was run an actual little wood gutter with gravel around the foundations, such as they were, in order to keep the water from getting under the house and rotting the house out. And this still has some of those sconset gutters on it. We try to get rid of them, that's why we bring them up out of the ground and get rid of that sconset gutter.
And then one more question, on the as-built, it shows in the way a trash and a HVAC, a rubbish bin and HVAC. It's on page, let me tell you what page I'm on here, 86. Are we blessing those? They don't even seem to be on the property. I just want to have
No,
clarification.
a lot of them, almost every one of them has them in those little things in between them, and nobody's really done anything with those.
It's another one. It's a Mike Connolly plan. Is that it? Although they don't show up on this one. There's another one. Oh yeah, there they are. Sorry, I'm looking at it sideways.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get other people's thoughts on that, just since they are in the way and not on the property.
Well, they're outside the ZBA jurisdiction, so, and the guy next door has them, and everybody, and the guy on the other side has them in their little way, so they're just sort of accepted out there as the norm, but they're outside the ZBA jurisdiction, so if the next door neighbor wants to go after them, they can.
Well, I
But
think
they're
then we
also
should just
right.
take them off the plan potentially, if we're not, just to make it look like we're not
Well, they wanted you
We're
to
not-
see what the ways look like, how wide they were, and what's in them. So that's the end of that. And Mike's going to have to deal with it outside of this.
I tend to agree with Lisa. If it's possible for us not to be, if we're having a plan attached to the decision, I'd prefer, since they're not even on the lot, to not show them.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
So just bless what's inside the lot lines.
yeah, or just a plan with showing without
Yep.
them not there.
yeah, exactly. And then, do they have a, means and, I mean, I know that they describe the means and methods of construction. It looks like it's just gonna be, it's a crawl space. Do they have, I mean, they're like right attached to all these properties, so will they be excavating into the way? It probably says it in here.
Well, they're going to do what the building inspector requires us, the building commissioner requires us to do. Methodologies outside the HDC and the ZBA, but be that as it may, he's going to require us to do something, and so is the town, because we're going to have to get a license from the town to actually sit in those ways. So it's all going to be taken care of by the responsible parties, because we're not going to be able to
Okay,
do
well,
it.
it's just not, in the past, we have asked for those types of processes of how it's gonna take place, because obviously you're fronting two streets as well as a way. So there, and another person's property. Just wondering if there's been discussions with, because they're gonna have to overdig a little bit onto their property.
Are you,
Like-
you're looking for more, more detail than was provided by Nantucket Architecture Group on page 90?
Well, and maybe I'm alone, but it just feels like they are digging over their property. They need to dig, and I'm not suggesting that I'm against, them raising the building, but they will be digging on four directions off their property.
Well, they're not going to be digging out there, because they're going to leave it in place, brace it, start the foundation underneath it, and then pull it up with blocks underneath it in order to put it right back down after 4 inches. So we're not really digging on anybody's
Oh,
property.
okay, the Nantucket Architecture Group thing talks about lifting it 4 to 5 feet in the air.
Well, I don't think we're
There's
going to get
the
that
crawl
far when I
space
talk to them.
below. Excuse
It'd be
me?
nice if we can get that far.
Okay, Elisa
Well,
has
it's
a question.
listed in their means and methods, so.
Okay, but that's beyond me and beyond this application and beyond anybody but the DPW, the town, and the building commissioner, because they're going to require all that stuff.
It's
Okay.
E
I gave it to you
and
just so
F.
you know.
It is something that we typically require for a project.
Well, then
like
put that
this.
as Exhibit A.
And
For
you'll-
what?
Okay. Elisa had a question?
Or B, Exhibit B.
So these will be poured walls
Yep.
and there's a crawl space down there now? Or any
Not
little
really.
anything? No? Okay,
There's stuff.
just stuff hanging from the bottom of the, okay. And my other question is that little covered from the weather entrance, that will go back in place, right?
Yeah, it's just, don't really
just
want to
like
change any
plywood.
of it.
No, okay. I just wanted to make sure that that was included in going back down that
Yep.
little box that's like a
Everything's coming
windbreaker.
and they're going back.
Yeah. And that's it.
Michael, and do you have a comment about the means or the methodology?
He's still on mute.
Is he on mute?
Yeah,
There he goes, he's on.
there he
Okay.
goes.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I just had a question. If you had any comments or any thoughts about the discussion that Lisa brought up about the project and the means and methods. We have the letter from Nantucket
Well,
Architecture Group, but I don't know if.
Well, I would say this. We have consistently approved steps that are in the town's way to go onto another piece of property. I think I wouldn't want to start that policy. So I think perhaps a hybrid of what Lisa suggested is acceptable with me. And then I do think that the house is going to have to go up higher than, I'm not quite sure if Linda, I know she's raising it 4 inches, but it's got to go up higher than than a foot or a half a foot in order for anyone to operate under there. I'm not sure that makes that big difference.
Yeah, no, the methods, Michael, say 4 to 5 feet that they're going to lift it
Yeah.
before it goes back down, which makes sense, right? For them to get
It
in
does
there
make sense, yeah.
and work. It's just
We're
a
doing a
question
lot
of
of hand digging on
into
it.
all the other properties. I don't know. I can't remember how we've handled that in the past on all these tight sites.
Well, for instance, when it comes to Nantucket, town of Nantucket property, which would be perhaps a sidewalk, we usually ignore it
Okay.
because in town it had been there, it'd been that way for a couple hundred years. So as far as the Sconset gutters are concerned, or diverting water onto somebody else's property, if that's actually what was going on, I think we would be better off remaining quiet on that one.
Actually, I was more thinking about when they have to dig to put the foundation in because they're so close to the property lines. So
Oh,
if
I agree with you
Front
about
and
the
Broadway
overdig.
would be non-issues if they're town, but there's a way and then there's a neighboring property where they will have to dig onto their
Yeah,
property.
I agree with you that they're going to have to overdig, and unless they're driving metal, which I'm sure they're not. So
It doesn't mention it.
Madam Chairman?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you have, on 3 sides, you have either a way or a road, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And on the other side, the north side, that little appendage is only, 8 feet? So-
It's the last piece that was
Yeah, it
attached
doesn't-
to
it
it.
doesn't
It's sitting
seem
on the
like-
ground.
That there's, the digging is going to be that much of a problem.
Yeah, we'd probably just take that off and then put it
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah, I did one on the same street.
Yeah.
We put in a 10-foot basement. And there was sheathing, but I don't see this as a construction problem.
If you want
Also,
to,
I'd like to leave on I'm not going to argue hard about it, but I'd like to leave on the stuff that's off-site and put a note on it saying,
Not approved.
not part of our approval, because otherwise it looks like we're hiding it.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
But
Okay.
No,
No,
that's
that's
fine. I
fair.
just,
I'm not
No,
strong.
no,
I
on
just
it.
wanted to make it clear that we're not condoning, that we're not approving it. However,
right,
Yeah, I would just
that
say not
happens, it's
not
fine.
approved by ZBA.
just
Right.
within the property lines.
But otherwise, it looks like we're
Yeah,
helping them
okay.
hide
Okay.
the sneaky thing that they're doing.
well, I didn't really see it like that. I just thought like the survey is limited to the property. But then when we were talking and looking at the pictures, they really are, like on page 101, you can really see that they're, to your point,
Yeah.
they're not, maybe
People
not
grab-
attached, but they're
People
right
tend to
there.
grab what they can in these tight areas.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, and every one of them has these in these little
Yeah.
ways. It's really weird.
The other,
I'm
thi-
okay with leaving them on if it just is clear that they
Right.
are.
Yeah, you're just doing what's
they're
inside the
Not
lot
on the
line.
lot and not approved by ZBA.
right.
Right. Right.
The other thing, just a suggestion, I did something for someone out there, and I thought they should come to the town and try to get those ways abandoned.
Well,
And the abutters each get half.
it's part of the yard sale, but as you
Yeah, the
know,
yard
probably
sale.
painfully, we have some yard sale things up at the state with one guy reviewing that stuff, and we have stuff that's been up there for 20 years
I
at land court.
understand,
So,
but even if it was in the process,
yeah, we're not going to
you
get
could note
anywhere.
that,
I'll bring it up
But
again,
I-
but we've talked about it.
I don't care.
Okay, so going back to the means and methodology,
Do you want to attach B, Exhibit B with what he put in there? A is the site plan, B is this, the
the
methodology?
Nantucket Architecture Group.
That's the cleanest
Yeah,
way to do
Lisa
it.
and Michael, how do you feel about that?
Sorry,
I'm
can you
fine with
just
that.
repeat that? Yeah.
Okay, so we could make that Exhibit B, and that
Okay.
has contact information, all that, okay. You have a question, Elisa?
No, I don't have a question. I see that they're gonna put up
Yeah,
a
yeah.
construction fence on three out of the four sides.
Hold on,
Says
Lisa, hold
west,
on. Hold,
south, and
hold
east.
on. Okay, well, whatever. So wait, do you want to finish what you were saying?
I want to say, I don't think we have a big problem with the two pieces on the side, garbage bin and just some trellis surrounding.
The HVAC,
Yep.
Not attached to the structure, so.
yeah.
I just-
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Lisa, sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said Lisa, not Elisa. It's hard
Oh,
to
sorry.
distinguish the names from afar. My only question was, and maybe it's not, they're only putting the fence on the three ways, it looks like. They won't be fencing into the neighbor's property, I guess, and I guess that's fine. If
I'm
nobody
not
has any.
asking for relief
I'm
for the
okay.
fence.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like we've got the Exhibit A will be Mike Connolly's plan with a note that the,
Outside of the lot lines thing, yeah.
and then the Exhibit B would be the
Methodology.
methodology from Nantucket Architecture
Great.
Group. Does anyone have any?
Oh, and HDC.
Oh, and the HDC,
And the
the
other,
H, you want
the other stuff that Billy has
the
in there.
both the certificates of
Yeah.
appropriate. Okay, so does anyone else have any questions or comments for Lisa at this time? No. Is there anyone in the audience who wanted to speak to this one? Is there anyone on Zoom?
No.
And we didn't have any letters in opposition or support.
They've all.
No,
had-
there were no letters received on this.
Okay. So the relief requested is pursuant to Section 139-33A1A, which reads that pre-existing non-conforming structures or uses may be extended, altered, or changed, provided that the special permit granting authority, which is us, finds that such extension, alteration, or change shall not be substantially more detrimental than the existing non-conforming structure and/or use to the neighborhood. So the finding would be, if we did it for a positive motion, the finding would be that granting the proposed relief pursuant to bylaw section 139-33A1A is consistent with the findings that the proposed renovations are not substantially more detrimental than the pre-existing non-conforming dwelling structure to the neighborhood and are within the spirit and intent of the bylaw. The conditions proposed from staff are: the proposed alterations and expansions shall be in substantial compliance with the plans shown upon Exhibit A. The project shall be completed in substantial conformity with the plans approved in connection with the HDC Certificate of Appropriateness. There shall be no exterior construction allowed between Memorial Day and Labor Day of any given year for the work contemplated herein. The proposed alterations and expansion shall be in substantial compliance with the letter from Nantucket Architecture Group attached to the decision as Exhibit B. And there shall be no further alterations or expansion of the structure within the 5-foot required side and rear yard setbacks without further relief from this board. So if that sounds good, and if nobody has any changes, I would ask that someone make a motion for that, to grant the relief as requested with the finding that I read and the 5 conditions that I read.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
All right, so Elisa makes the motion and Joe seconds, and then we'll do a roll call vote. So Elisa?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Okay, so that motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Linda. All right, so that was the final item on this agenda. I don't know, the next meeting scheduled the next regular meeting is scheduled for October 17th. And I think that is, we had one that was potentially scheduled if necessary, but I believe we did not need this.
No, everyone continued, so
Great.
we were able to get through this version.
Yeah, so if we have nothing else to discuss at this time, we can entertain a motion to adjourn. I would just ask that the people in the room who are signing on the decisions just hold out to sign once we're adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. So Elisa makes motion, Joe seconds. We'll just do roll call again. So Elisa,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
and myself, aye. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. We'll see you
Thanks.
either at
Bye-bye.
town meeting or at our regularly scheduled October 17th meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that as well.
Hang on, let me just end the meeting here. Charles, are you taking it from me?